On Thursday night, I saw Wake Up Dead Men, a Knives Out mystery. Now, I would usually call this movie just Knives Out 3, but spoiler alert, I like this movie. I love this movie enough, and I will call it by its title. I will respect it and call it Wake Up Dead Men. This is the third, I don't know if I've said it yet, the third movie in the Knives Out franchise. And the first one was pretty much like a global phenomenon. It felt like everyone saw it, everyone loved it. Benoit Blanc was a household name. I think it came out either over Thanksgiving or Christmas. And everyone went to the theater, had a good time, and that's what these movies should be about. That's what these kinds of movies are perfect for. It's just an all-time crowd pleaser, as far as I'm concerned. Everyone can have a good time. It's funny, it's dramatic enough, you're there for 2 hours, and that's it. That's not like it's a plus, not like movies can't be longer than that, but anyway, moving on. Then after the first one, Rian Johnson shakes hands with the devil and agrees to release the second and third ones on Netflix with limited theatrical distribution. And we all know what that means from Netflix, folks. But when that second one came out, it actually was decently, it was not wide, but like it was a couple hundred release theaters, I think. I think there's about like 3,000 theaters. That's like what a wide release is, like 2,700. And this one I think was like 500 theaters, I feel like. Sounds right. I might be making that number up, like 300. The second one, Glass Onion. But it sucked. It was absolutely terrible, if you ask me. It was either 2021 or 2022. And it just felt like a product of the pandemic. The way it was made, the way it looked, the way the jokes were, like everything felt like. It just felt like pandemic trash, and I hated it. And I was so disappointed because the first one was so good, and the cast was good. You had Ed Norton, you had Batista, you had Kate Hudson, you had Daniel Craig back. I can't think of anyone else. But I remember being very excited for this movie and then being so disappointed in the theater, rolling my eyes. I don't think I left, but it was so late and I was so tired, I remember, that I wanted to pretty bad. And it doesn't feel like anyone even saw it when it came out. Even everyone who did see it, nobody really cared for it. It was a select few. It wasn't like it was a hated movie. I think it had similar-ish scores, like the ratings-wise. Like enough people liked it, but nobody loved it. And that kind of killed the franchise, I guess, for me. I think it still might have won the Best Original Screenplay Oscar, but who cares, folks? It's not a good movie. That just annoys me. And then for this third one, I was in pretty much for no reason. I guess I had blind faith because of the first one. I thought, you know what? We'll be back. I think once the set photos started coming out, I was like, you know what? I'm back in. And after Challengers, I was in on Josh O'Connor. I've said it many times before. I'm a Josh O'Connor guy. I'm maybe the number one Josh O'Connor head, Josh O'Connor maniac, Josh O'Connor freak in America. And he's like, I'll get into the movie now more. He's like pretty much the lead of this movie. The reason that this movie works so well, I think, and the reason that it feels so fresh, and like if it's just Benoit Blanc, it's just Daniel Craig coming in, a crew of idiots, he talks fast and outwits them all and then solves a mystery in the end, and the biggest asshole ends up going to jail. That can get stale. But Josh O'Connor's pretty much the lead here. It follows him. He plays a priest. It's set in a church. A pastor was murdered. I'm not giving anything away. That's what this movie's about. And Josh O'Connor plays like a month before, I guess like 9 months actually before the murder. He's a pastor that was brought into this parish to like help out, to try to like turn things around. And so you kind of like meet everyone in the community from his eyes. Like you're introduced to the community from his perspective. You meet the gang because it's a Knives Out movie. There's going to be the cast of like 9 or 10 celebrities, and everyone's great in it. We'll get into that later. But getting into Josh O'Connor, he's just so good. He's so funny. He hits the emotional beats when he has to, though it's like set in we'll get into that later. Him and Josh Brolin is like what the whole chemistry at the start is. Josh Brolin's the one who dies, and their chemistry, they have like 4 or 5 scenes together, and it's just very funny. There's a scene where Josh Brolin confesses, he gives confession, and it's just a riot. The back and forth between the two of them is great. And then, yeah, like I was about to say, later on in the movie, he really nails the emotional beats. Like it's set, the backdrop is like a church. So, what am I going to say here? what am I trying to say here? There's a scene where he has to console like a woman from the parish. She calls and he answers, and she's just like, he prays with her. And it's the most emotional scene of the franchise. I'm kind of all over the place here, I think. But this movie it nails the emotional stuff and even tries for the emotional stuff more than any of these movies, I think, have before, either of the two. I think the church, the whole religious backdrop and the whole religious theme, I think they handle it incredibly well. They never like laugh at it, really. They never snicker at it. It's very respected. And I'm not religious. It's not like it's something that I care about. But I think it's nice to handle it well. Like there's Benoit Blanc even. You think he might even have like a one-liner about it, but all he says is that he's not religious, but his mother was. And I think it's really nice because all the characters, I guess, pretty much, well, not really, at least Josh O'Connor has a ton of faith in God, and they handle it really well. What do we got here? I took really sloppy notes for this. Daniel Craig is Benoit Blanc. He's just awesome. I said after the first one, he was basically a household name, and that's because of how great he was. These movies rely, the first two at least, and the whole franchise is kind of piggybacked on him. It's put in a backpack for him to carry, and he's great. He's funny. He's pretty much he's really just like a comedy character. He nails the detective stuff when he has to, but like he's just so funny in these movies, and you don't get sick of him. It's the third go about playing him. There's not, like I said, it's not like there's a crazy amount of character development for him to go throughout these three movies. It's just come in, solve case, and help the nice one out. But it never feels stale. It's just it always feels fresh. And the rest of the cast, it's a Knives Out movie, like I said earlier. So there's going to be all sorts of celebrities. I'm trying to make sure my sheet here doesn't fall. I think I know them all off the top of my head anyway. Glenn Close, she's great. I was going to say everyone loves Glenn Close, but I feel like some people don't. I know my dad doesn't. But yeah, Glenn Close is great in this movie. She's like the third or fourth lead. And she's great. There's not really too much else to say. Thomas Hayden Church, very funny. It's nice to see him. He's got some great scenes. Andrew Scott, he's probably the best actor in the cast outside of Josh O'Connor, if you ask me. I think he's like the only one. And no, Glenn Close actually has 1 million Oscar nominations. Anyway, Andrew Scott's like whatever. He's great. He's great in this movie. He's great in Blue Moon as well. He's had a really good year. He's had a really good couple of years. I think he was nominated for an Oscar last year. But yeah, he's a really talented actor. He's like funnier in this movie. It's the funniest that I've ever seen him. It's the wackiest character I've ever seen him play, and he does really well. Kaylee Spaney, she's kind of dead serious in this movie, and she's really good too. She's a really good actor. She's not given a crazy amount to work with. Like, not a crazy amount of material, but she's really good too. Josh Brolin, I already said, he's great. Mila Kunis, I mean, she plays the sheriff, kind of like the straight man of the whole operation. And she just kind of feels like she's not the best actor. I don't know. Like, I don't want to rip into her too much because she's like the 8th or 9th person in the movie, but I just don't like her. So I actually will rip into her. She just was stiff as a baseboard, I guess. Even some of her jokes. I'm sure that was supposed to be the delivery because she was the sheriff, but miscast, I guess. I don't like her. Bad person. I was going to really nail her there, but no. And Jeremy Renner, it almost feels sexist to say that this guy was stiff as a baseboard as well, but I almost enjoyed it, Jeremy Renner's character, because he played like a loser whose wife left him, his family left him. So it was funny. I wrote at one point in my little notebook that he's like hardly even trying, but that's fine. And that is kind of how I felt about it. It was funny, like, it didn't seem like he was giving much effort. Like, every single one of his deliveries felt like it was first take. It felt like he read the script for the first time right before they said action. But I don't know. I get a kick at Jeremy Renner. I don't get a kick, like, with Jeremy Renner. I'm never laughing with him, I don't think, at this point. But, I don't know. He just amuses me. Maybe it's the whole Jeremy Renner app thing. And then, what else do we got? Daryl McCormick. I had never heard of him before. He might have been from All-American. I feel like he looked like a kid from All-American. I don't know. But he was good, too. He's I guess he's like the antagonist of the movie. That's not a spoiler in any way, but he's like the biggest douchebag of the whole crew, and he's funny. He's like a millennial that ran for office, like ran for Republican office, and like he's got a failing YouTube page. What a freaking loser! But yeah, he's funny. It's a good character, and I think that's it. I think I hit the whole cast there. And yeah, as far as Rian Johnson goes, MVP of the movie, it feels like easy to say that writer-director is the MVP, but this is just such a step up for the last two, I feel like, even from the first one. I had seen this movie, I should have said this earlier, I saw this movie on Halloween at some, like, festival at the Brattle, and it played really hot. It was a sold-out house. People were waiting out in the line to get in, like 45 minutes to an hour before, and people were laughing throughout the whole thing. It was a great experience. This one was, I was going to get into Rian Johnson. I'll give kudos to Rian Johnson. The movie played really well, and that's the way that this movie should play. And that's a kudos to Rian Johnson. The movie is just so funny from start to finish. I feel like the first one is funny. The second one I don't find funny at all. I almost don't count the second one. I choose to ignore it. But the first one's a funny movie. This one just feels like a step up comedically as well. There's like better visual jokes. It's just Josh O'Connor's funnier than I feel like any of the characters we've had. There's like funny running jokes. It just feels like a step up comedically. It feels like a step up directionally as well. I think Rian Johnson's clearly a better director. I don't even know if he's just a better director, but he gives a better effort. He gives a better product than he does in any of the last two. And anything that I've seen from him, this is a very well-directed movie. Like I said, the whole church backdrop, it's just a great for scenic value. It's like, you set half the movie in a big grand church, then half the movie is a big beautiful setting, and it's easy. And the mystery itself, I mean, like I said, I've said before, these movies can get stale. The fact that it's always someone gets killed, Benoit Blanc comes in, outwits all these nitwits, and in the end solves the case. This movie feels incredibly fresh. There's not 1 second where you feel bored. This movie's an absolute lightning rod. I always thought, I guess I didn't always think that, but I feel like that was a good way to describe the first one. A lightning rod, but that's what this movie is. Just start to finish. It's so much fun. It's a damn good time at the movies. And now I'll get into why I don't think, that doesn't bother me, but what does bother me about this movie, and it's the fact that Rian Johnson made this movie come out on Netflix. You can't really dig just into Netflix for this movie. You have to kill not actually, but you gotta nail Rian Johnson for it too. The fact that he shook hands with the devil. I've said it before, there's a reason that the Netflix logo is red. But he agreed to have these movies released in limited release in theatrically, but this is the second one. The last one, it was at least a couple hundred theaters. This one's coming out in like 35 theaters in America. It's a Knives Out movie. People love these movies. People loved the first one. People liked the second one enough, I guess. Everyone watched it. People want to see these movies. And it feels like nobody cares about this movie. After the second one, it feels like all momentum is dead. And that is because it's coming out on Netflix. If this was a theatrical movie, people would be excited for it. It would already be promoted. There'd be commercials playing everywhere. The second one, while it wasn't as good, it would have made more money than the first one, I'd assume. Well, it was a pandemic release. It would have made a lot of money. A bunch of people, everyone would have gone out to see it. Everyone would go to see this one. It kills me that these directors will make these deals with Netflix and they have these incredible theatrical properties, and then boom, it's just gone. It's just a complete loss for theaters. Like Greta Gerwig with Narnia. I don't hate those movies. I've never seen any of the original ones, and obviously have not seen any of the new ones. But I'm already against this franchise so much because Greta Gerwig made Barbie. She made Little Women. She made Lady Bird. Three really good movies. 2 incredible movies. One making $1.5 billion, one of the biggest movies of all time. She's one of the most interesting directors that we have. and she shakes hands with the devil and agrees to make these Netflix movies for God knows how long. It's absolutely disgusting what these directors do. It kills me. I didn't really want to go into it that much, but I don't know, I guess so. Yeah, back to Knives Out. I had a really good time. Yeah, it's the last kind of notes I had was that I just had a big dumb smile on my face, and that's not a bad thing for these movies. Like, that doesn't, for any movie, that doesn't mean it's a dumb movie. That doesn't mean that I'm dumb, people. That just means that the movie itself is almost like not quite a turn off your brain, but you're just thrilled the whole time. From start to finish, you're just having a damn good time with the characters. You love them, you feel connected to them. And yeah, I think a lot of the props go to Rian Johnson and Josh O'Connor, my guy Josh O'Connor. Yeah, I guess I didn't really want to go too long, so you can't give too much away, folks, and I have something to do right after this. But yeah, go see this movie in the theaters, folks. I know it's only in like 35 theaters, and only like 35 people are going to watch this, but go make a difference, folks.